Hi, come with me as we complete a passage from Auckland to Fiji. See how I come to being on this beach. Here I am on day one. I am starting by clearing out the bilges. We're just doing last minute preparations before we head over to custom clearance. Custom clearance is based in West Haven Marina. So we come here for about 30 minutes and get cleared, and then we're on our way. First day we have a really nice condition of east-southeasterly 5 to 10 knots. Yeah, great weather. As you can see, I had the first shift of the day, 8 to 12, and then also later in the evening, 8 to midnight again. So yeah. Now, jumping to the late afternoon, we are heading through Great Barrier Island. As you can see, we've just caught up to a feeding where there's a pod of dolphins, so we give the bow a little slap and they come right over. It doesn't matter how many times you've seen this, it never gets boring, never gets any less exciting. So we were all really stoked to see a bunch of dolphins, first thing into the passage. So yeah, here's us enjoying that. Now, as we do go past Great Barrier Island, we move into some swell. The swell is quite a confused sea state, which does cause me to get seasick here, so we're in for a rough night. Day 2, my most undoubtedly roughest day. I'm still feeling green. We've got a little bit rough conditions still, 20 to 28 knots, east-southeasterly. Sea state still confused, so as you can see, I'm lying down just drinking water, trying to keep fluids down. Not doing much else besides from my watch and sleeping. Ta-da! Day 3 is here. We are 405 nautical miles in, and I am feeling so much better. The sea state has calmed down to be a one direction sort of swell. Yeah, we had 0 contacts. We only saw 2 seabirds, which were gorgeous. We have 15 to 20 knots again, same direction. We've set a course to 000 degrees. Yeah, it's getting warmer slowly but surely, so it's good. And again, we have the most beautiful sunsets as ever in the ocean, so that's always a treat to look forward to. I am very lucky that on my watches I have had nothing but moonlight, which makes it so nice for spotting all of those squalls coming through. It's a little bit wet, but it's fine. Being able to spot those squalls means I can be prepared, keep the boat nice and safe, so yeah. Day 4 has arrived. We are halfway there. As you can see, I woke up for the sunrise. You get both the moon and the sunrise in one pan. It's gorgeous. We are now most certainly in the trades, so the temperature is getting warmer. Getting more squalls coming through, but that's alright. Today we had 10 to 15 knots easterly, so super light. Wind died a bit. I've started picking up the 300 challenge on my watches, doing 100 squats, 100 push-ups, and 100 sit-ups each day. Welcome to day 5. At this point, the wind is still pretty calm at about 12 to 22 knots, east-northeasterly. The sea state's starting to get a little confused again, so a bit pitchy. But we are 2/3 of the way. We've been seeing heaps of shooting stars, flying fish. We actually found one flying fish washed up dry on the aft of the yacht, so that was a bit sad. But yeah, just looking forward to all of my night watches at this point because it is beautifully clear at night. You can see the whole Milky Way just light up. You can see ISS, all of the satellites, everything. Like, we can all count a dozen times we've seen shooting stars over this passage. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. I am very fortunate that I have very great cover on my night shifts because these squalls have been quite unpredictable. Just due to the nature of being in the trades and the temperature of the sea at the moment. It means a lot of reefing. Also, top speed of 11 knots tonight. Yay! Some photos of the Milky Way that I just took on my phone without any sort of stabilization. Beautiful stuff. Steaming along into day 6. Today we have easterly 14 to 20 knots. We're a day away from our destination. One thing that did surprise me today was nearly getting smacked in the face by a flying fish whilst trimming the head sail on my watch. Threw him back out overboard after this. As you can see, thoroughly anywhere that you touch with metal on the boat, like the safeguards or the railing, you just get covered in salt. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, we saw one contact and that was it. Day 7, our final day, we are nearly there. We should be into Nautical Passage by sunset, passing all of the surrounding islands and coming into a calmer sea state and calmer breeze. Spoiler alert, that did not happen. We got about 30 knots, quite relatively confused sea state, sent for quite a bumpy ride in. Seeing heaps of land birds though, which is awesome, quite a nice change. It did take us roughly till about 2 hours before sunset to see land, just due to low cloud coverage over the islands. But yeah, when we saw that land, it was lovely, so lovely. We did end up getting to Nautical Passage just after sunset, so we shot the passage in the dark, had no problems at all, there was barely any breeze, really smooth conditions, so made it through without a hitch, and then motored the extra distance of 3 hours into Vodo Marina. At Vodo Marina, we took up the quarantine mooring, hoisted our quarantine flag, and then settled up for the night. It's the next morning, and we are still on the quarantine mooring. We lift up off of this and head into Vodo Marina to get customs clearance. As we're motoring in, preparing to dock, we do see that they are greeting us with beautiful songs. It's the most surreal experience ever. I was practically shaking. It was amazing.
Could we get a bit of ease?
After clearing with customs, we make ourselves at home and get some food from the restaurant. No more sea-made food. I will just be going ahead and including some small day trips that I made before flying back out. The first spot was to Mala Mala Beach Club. I did this one all on my own. It was gorgeous, such nice infinity pools. I did go there, but first my biggest priority was actually snorkeling. So I went and checked out the locals, had a bit of fun. Saw a reef shark in the distance, but otherwise had this cute little fellow circling around me, and you can't convince me he doesn't look like a paddle pop rainbow ice cream. Anyway, maybe that's my stomach talking. I did have to get a coconut, of course, sit down by the beach and relax, check out all of the touristy spots on the island, and yeah, just enjoy my time. The day before our flight out back to New Zealand, we did go to Garden of the Sleeping Giants, which is gorgeous. It was such a nice little walkthrough. I did that with the guys that I sailed with. And yeah, just went up to the lookout, spent some time up there. It was a beautiful way to spend our last official day in Fiji. Now time to board a 3-hour flight back home, the same distance that it took 6.5 days, 1,180 nautical miles for us to complete via yacht. Little bit rough to sit through. But yeah, the experience in total of this passage was life-changing. It was beautiful. I wish it's something that everyone could experience in their lifetime, because it's truly worth all of the struggles and the hardship to do. Thank you to all the locals in Fiji who made my time so special there. I have every intention to return, hopefully again by yacht. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new, I suppose, from this video. And yeah, bye.